Millie from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Tuesday, November 23rd. So we have another day of the moon in Cancer. Again, a highly emotional day for us to really get in tune with our intuition, with our higher selves, and really kind of sort through our thoughts, our feelings on the new information coming in that we're being asked to reprocess. Why? Because we have a new truth, a new meaning, a new purpose that we have to pursue. We are just fresh into Sag season, which means we have a life force back, we have a spark back, we're trying to get excited, we're seeing new opportunities and adventures unfold, but we do have to kind of wrap up all the emotions that were illuminated for us in Scorpio season, especially the dark ones, on where it is that we're too fixated in our ways, we're too comfortable being uncomfortable in our present moment, and where it is that we have to put the emotional baggage down in order for us to be lighter, to be freer, to pursue more meaningful relationships, tasks, and experiences. So we are in the midst of the moon wobble. The moon wobble is the midway point between eclipses. We just had the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, and we are setting ourselves up for the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius very early on in December. So this moon wobble kind of illuminates the halfway point on where it is that we're releasing and purging the old, again, lunar eclipses tend to remove us from the elements blocking us from our path, to clean the slate so that we have the space to receive the rewards and the blessings that the solar eclipse is going to bestow upon us. So we have 9 different aspects taking place here today. 8 of them involve the moon. Another fun fact, we're going to feel the pressure here today because Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of communication and how it is that we express ourselves, is preparing its last little life lesson here in Scorpio energy before moving into Sag tomorrow. So as we've been exploring any planet that is getting ready to wrap up its time in a particular sign before moving on to the next one, we feel that pressure. We feel that life lesson asking to be learned, asking to be integrated and to be wrapped up before moving on to the next. So we can kind of expect, again, the moon in Cancer, our heart space, our unconscious emotional selves. We can expect the mental plane that Mercury rules over to be a little bit pressurized, to be a little bit chaotic. Again, Scorpio energy is very deep, very probing. We still have lots of questions that we have not have answered. So we are going to feel our mental planes a little bit pressurized to really get to the bottom of the truth, the bottom of the situation in our heart and in our head before taking an action and proceeding forward. The moon makes a not so good aspect with Mercury right out of the gate. This is kind of like these two are at a tug of war with one another. Our heart wants one thing, which technically is attached to the old, and our head wants new, technically attached to the future. So the present egoic and energetic self that we're all currently standing in this present moment, we're having some unconscious emotions really be illuminated that we get to sort out and process in our mental plane. And because Mercury is in Scorpio, we have a deep intuitive insight that is helping us really connect the dots on why we think the way we do, why we feel the way we do, why we continue to self-sabotage our rewards and our blessings, why we won't get out of our own way. Now, the moon is going to sit across from Venus. Now, here's the thing. Venus is in Capricorn. She just entered into her pre-shadow period, preparing to go retrograde mid-December. As I've been speaking about, anytime any planet spends an extended period of time in a sign, we have a huge lesson to learn individually and collectively. Venus is going to be in Capricorn until March. This is a big deal. We got to get down to the nitty-gritty on what it is that we value, what it is that we have been struggling with inside of ourselves and the power struggles that ensue outside of ourselves. This is a re-editing, a revision, a restocking of what is worth our time and energy, what it is that we're excited about, what it is we need to leave behind. Venus in Capricorn, she doesn't mess around. She's a businesswoman. There's no room for crying. We're getting down to the nitty gritty on why it is that we have allowed certain situations, especially personal relationships, unfold in the way that we have. And if we're going to be honest with ourselves, we got to take a good look at ourselves in the mirror and recognize that because of our own self-worth, our own self-confidence, our own self-esteem, we have allowed other people to treat us in the way that we feel about ourselves. And we are at a breaking point, my friends. We are leveling up on all different levels. And that means that our energy exchanges in our personal relationships have to change as well. So the moon in Cancer really kind of illuminating our emotions, really illuminating boundaries, especially in personal relationships where our home and our family dynamic is concerned, is at odds with Venus, really kind of putting it to us, putting it to ourselves. Get your values straight. What is worth your time and energy? Who is worth your time and energy? Get serious on bringing new elements of peace, love, joy, happiness into your realm, and stop messing around with this inner power struggle. The more confused you are about yourself, the more confused you are about other people, because other people only mirror back to you how it is that you feel about yourself. It's time for us to shake our heads independently, collectively, and step into a brand new level of self-worth and self-value, seeing that overflow into our personal relationships. Now, the moon is going to go ahead and trine Mars. This is a beautiful aspect. Mars is in Scorpio, so this is water on water once again. Mars, the god of war, wants to take physical energy and take action in our physical realms to mirror the kind of inner transformation that we're currently going through. This speaks volumes that the earlier aspects, first with the moon and Mercury at odds, then with the moon and Venus at odds, this speaks volumes that we had an aha moment, that we had a realization, a revelation on why it is that we are, acting and behaving the way that we are emotionally and mentally, allowing certain things unfold in our physical realms. And we're like, we are tired of this crap. We have to make a change. This really does speak on volumes that Mars is going to really help us take in action to stand up for ourselves, to be brave, to be bold, to be courageous in ways that we haven't been before, because we are kind of being triggered in a passionate way to pursue new desires in our lives that have a lot to do with the emotional work in which we have been doing. Now, the moon is going to bump into the sun, and not in the most positive way, really kind of put us at odds. Again, the moon in Cancer wants to stick in the uncomfortable situation that we're in because it's old, because it's familiar, because it's predictable. The sun, of course, in Sag wants to just blow right past anything that replicates anything to do with the past and just blaze a brand new path forward. But we're not ready yet. We have to make that full alignment, mind, body, and soul, before we can go ahead and actually see our physical realms mirror back to us the inner transformational work that we've been doing. The moon goes ahead and bumps into the true node, not in the best way, because we're at odds with what it is that we've wanted for ourselves. Now we're second guessing ourselves. Now we're trying to re-edit our dreams and our visions. Now, because we did get a glimpse of the future, a glimpse of where it is that we needed to boss up in our own selves in order to be in a position to receive the kind of blessings and rewards that we've been praying for, now we're kind of scared. Now we're kind of dimming our light. Now we're kind of playing it safe. We do have to rework our emotions and our perspective and our mental plane in order to truly align with the dreams and the visions that we've been praying for. The moon goes ahead and bumps into Jupiter, and this is going to help us out in a big way. This is a positive aspect, and Jupiter wants us to grow and wants us to expand. He is going to kind of kick us in our emotional butts, in our energetic butts, our unconscious butts, to get out of this present moment where we're so focused on the past and our past attachments and keeping everything the same, even though we want better for ourselves, and kick us in the right direction of looking forward. Seeing the big picture, seeing the big vision, seeing possibilities, being excited, being optimistic and confident that we are able to obtain the kind of happiness that we are dreaming of. The sun then goes ahead and opposes the true node. The sun is a bright light. It is life force. In Sagittarian energy, this is fire. We want to move forward. We want excitement. We want a new adventure. We have the new truth to pursue. But the true node is kind of like, oh, okay, we're not on the same page here, because the sun in Sag tends to just be kind of scattered and unfocused and not have a true direction. Right now, we're overwhelmed with the possibilities. We take on a little bit more than we should. We let our minds and imaginations roam in such a way that is semi-delusional. And the true note is like, whoa, like, okay, I'm trying to get you on the right path to align you with your future dreams and visions, but this is a little bit much. You need to tone this down just a tad. So the moon goes ahead and trines Neptune. This is a beautiful opportunity to really kind of step out of the ego energy that the sun in Sagittarius has us kind of jacked up on, and kind of retreat in order to say, okay, I got a little bit out of hand there. Let me kind of move within myself, calm my system, calm my body, and get in alignment with my higher self, with my intuition, and really kind of feel my way through the new kinds of dreams, the new kinds of visions in which I've just had an aha moment about, and see whether or not they actually feel good. Because sometimes ideas are just ideas. Sometimes they don't feel good. Sometimes a perfect idea sounds absolutely amazing, but it doesn't feel right. That is what we have to do right now. We have to move within ourselves. We have to do a good reality check in our higher selves, in our intuition, to see what it is, the new exciting visions that we're having, what it is that we're actually being called to pursue. We get to end the day off with the moon making a very, very positive aspect with Uranus. This is a shift in perspective. This is a shift in our emotions. This is a shift out of the past into the present moment so that we can stand in the present moment and gauge where it is we want to move in the future. This Uranian energy shocks us, awes us, gives us an aha moment, downloads us with a vision, with an inspiration, with an idea that just excites us so damn much and feels so right that we have no choice but to pursue it. So what we can take away from this day is that there is a little bit of a tug of war. There is an attempt to get our heart and head on the same page. We do lose ourselves in imaginary land, biting off more than we can chew. And then we bring ourselves down a couple of notches to get really real with ourselves, to get in touch with our intuition, so we can think and feel good about what it is that we're being downloaded with. And then Uranian energy is just going to drive that vision home, aligning our heart and our head with our soul, preparing us to take physical action in our physical realms when the universe gives us the green light go.